Have you ever placed your trust in someone, a friend, a colleague, a partner, only to realize, far too late, that they were quietly sabotaging you the entire time? The kind of betrayal that doesn't announce itself with thunderclaps or flashing neon warnings, but instead slithers into your life disguised as loyalty, care, or even love? The worst kind of evil doesn't roar, it whispers. It hides in plain sight, cloaked in charm, smiling while lying, manipulating while reassuring. By the time you notice the cracks in the facade, the damage is already done. Your confidence shattered, your peace of mind eroded, your relationships strained. But it doesn't have to be this way anymore. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 6 red flags that reveal the true nature of the person standing beside you. Miss these subtle signs, and you might find yourself ensnared in their invisible web, playing a game you never agreed to join. Let's dive deep into the shadows where these manipulators operate, arming you with the wisdom to see through their masks before it's too late. Red flag number 1. They constantly lie or manipulate the truth. You've felt it, that gnawing unease in your gut when someone's words don't quite align with their actions. At first, it's a small inconsistency, a harmless exaggeration about their accomplishments, a white lie about where they were last night. But over time, the lies compound. You catch them in contradictions, notice how their stories shift to suit the moment, or witness them bending facts to paint themselves as the hero or the victim. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus warned, "It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things." But how do you judge someone who ensures the things you're judging are fabrications? These individuals treat truth like clay, molding it to fit their narrative. They weaponize half-truths, omit critical details, and gaslight you into doubting your own memory. "You're overreacting," they say with a reassuring smile. "I never said that. You must have misunderstood." This isn't mere dishonesty, it's psychological warfare. Consider the coworker who takes credit for your ideas in meetings, framing your contributions as their own. When confronted, they feign confusion. "Oh, I thought we agreed I'd present this. You must have forgotten our conversation." Or the partner who swears they've cut ties with an ex, only for you to discover hidden messages. Messages they dismiss as harmless catching up. Each lie is a thread in a larger tapestry of control. They erode your trust in yourself, making you dependent on their version of reality. The Stoics taught the importance of clarity and virtue, but how can you cultivate these when someone is actively distorting your perception? The answer lies in grounding yourself in objective evidence. Document interactions, seek third-party perspectives, and, most critically, trust that gut instinct when the words and actions of others feel misaligned. A person who respects you will have no reason to manipulate the truth. Red flag number 2. They thrive on conflict. Healthy relationships aren't devoid of disagreement. Passionate debates and differing viewpoints can foster growth. But there's a stark difference between someone who engages in constructive conflict and someone who lives for it. The latter doesn't argue to resolve. They argue to dominate. They pick fights over trivialities, the way you loaded the dishwasher, your tone when answering a question, your choice of restaurant. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The best revenge is be unlike him who performed the injustice." Yet staying calm in the face of relentless provocation feels impossible. These chaos agents thrive on the adrenaline of confrontation. They'll resurrect old grievances, twist your words, and escalate minor misunderstandings into full-blown battles. Imagine planning a quiet dinner with a friend, only for them to derail the evening by bringing up a sensitive topic they know you'd rather avoid. When you express discomfort, they accuse you of being too sensitive or unable to handle the truth. Their goal isn't understanding, it's control. By keeping you emotionally off balance, they ensure you're always reacting, never setting the terms. The Stoic response? Refuse to play. Detach from their drama, set unshakable boundaries, and recognize that their hunger for conflict reflects their inner turmoil, not your worth. Red flag number 3. They make you feel like you're always at fault. Walking on eggshells becomes second nature around these individuals. No matter how carefully you choose your words or how much effort you pour into the relationship, you're perpetually the problem. You're too emotional for expressing hurt, selfish for prioritizing your needs, or paranoid for questioning their inconsistencies. Seneca observed, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." But manipulators weaponize this truth. They project their flaws onto you, convincing you that your reasonable concerns are figments of your imagination. Picture a parent who belittles your career achievements, then chastises you for being ungrateful when you defend yourself. Or a friend who cancels plans last minute, only to blame you for not being flexible enough. Over time, this psychological bait and switch erodes your self-esteem. You start preemptively apologizing, over-explaining, and shrinking to avoid their disapproval. The Stoic antidote? Reclaim your narrative. Recognize that their accusations are projections, not reflections of your character. As Epictetus wrote, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" Red flag number 4. They play the victim in every situation. Perpetual victims are masters of deflection. Lost a job, the boss was jealous. Relationship failed, their partner was toxic. Financial troubles, the system is rigged. While life's hardships are real, these individuals weaponize victimhood to evade accountability. Epictetus wisely noted, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Yet their reaction is always the same: woe is me. They'll recount their misfortunes with theatrical flair, painting themselves as martyrs in a world conspiring against them. You might spend hours consoling them after a minor slight, only for them to dismiss your own struggles with, "You think that's bad? Let me tell you about..." They'll guilt trip you into compliance. "After everything I've been through, how could you say no?" This isn't vulnerability, it's emotional blackmail. The Stoic approach? Offer empathy without enabling. Validate their feelings, but refuse to coddle their refusal to grow. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Red flag number 5. They criticize relentlessly, but never celebrate you. Backhanded compliments are their specialty. "You're lucky they hired you. Your resume wasn't the strongest. That dress almost hides your weight gain." They cloak cruelty in humor, then gaslight you for being too sensitive when you object. Your successes threaten them, so they minimize your achievements. Anyone could have done that with your resources. Meanwhile, they demand unwavering praise for their own mundane accomplishments. This pattern mirrors the crabs in a bucket mentality. They'll pull you down to avoid being outshone. Seneca's morning reflection, "What a privilege to be alive," becomes a hollow exercise when someone insists you don't deserve your joys. The Stoic remedy? Cultivate self-validation. Keep a journal of your achievements. Surround yourself with celebratory voices, and remember, the opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if none of them know anything about the subject. Marcus Aurelius. Red flag number 6. They lack empathy or compassion. Empathy is the glue of human connection, but for these individuals, it's a foreign language. They'll watch you struggle and offer indifference, or worse, mockery. Confront them about their coldness and they'll sneer, "Stop being so dramatic." Seneca preached that kindness is a human bond, yet they see compassion as a weakness to exploit. In your darkest moments, a loss, an illness, they're conspicuously absent, leaving you to wonder if they ever cared at all. A manager who fires employees via text, a partner who mocks your anxiety, a friend who ghosts you during grief, all embody this chilling deficit. The Stoic response? Protect your heart. As Epictetus urged, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Distance yourself from emotional vampires and invest in relationships rooted in mutual care. In conclusion, recognizing these red flags isn't about cynicism, it's about self-preservation. The Stoics didn't advocate distrust, but emphasized discernment. By studying human nature, we arm ourselves against those who would exploit our kindness. Trust your intuition, enforce boundaries, and remember, not everyone deserves access to your inner world. As you navigate relationships, let Stoic wisdom guide you, not as a shield against pain, but as a compass toward those who reflect the virtue you cultivate within. Stay vigilant, stay rooted, and never let another's shadows dim your light.